Vaheguru Ji Ka
जी का
Khalsa,
खालसा
Vaheguru Ji Ki
वाहिगुरु जी की
Fateh.
फतेह.
Right, so we've got Bhai Jaswinder Singh from Canada, and Bhai Sahib, someone who's translated recently, well, not recently, over the last couple of years, the whole of Suraj Prakash, written by Mahakavi Santokh Singh. And now, just for the everyone to understand, that's a mammoth grant. Like Bhai Sahib will explain how deep it is, and he's gone all the way from the start, from Nanak Prakash, all the way to the end, doing all of it. While most of us struggle to read a couple of extra Ang of a Sage part today, Bhai Sahib's outside of his Nithanem's done this massive task. So we're just going to get started. Like, Bhai Sahib, how did you do this and why?
Haji, well, that was quite the introduction. um, how did I do this was, so the way it started off was while learning from Gyani Sher Singh Ji Maharaj, Ambale Wale. When he was doing, during COVID time, we were doing classes and he asked me, he said, well, so what are you doing with your kids? So I started some Maharaj, we're doing Nityanem Santhya and then, Panjagranthi, this and that. And he was kind of just asking, how's the progress going? And then he said, are you teaching your kids any itihas? I said, well, no, I'm not. And he goes, okay, theek hai, itihas, tell them itihas. So what I did was the famous by Santokh Singh Jagdev, the bedtime stories. I started reading those to the kids every night before they went to sleep. I found a lot of what you call colonial biases in them. Not to critique the actual work. The work is excellent, but the mentality that kind of creeped into the Singh Sabha movement, and later on, there's a lot of aspects of that. So I addressed this issue with the Gyaniji, and then I asked him, like, is there any other English source that I can read to them, because they understand English. They don't understand Punjabi in the same pav, in the same connotations as we do.
Yeah.
So he goes to me, he goes, "Tu likh la." And I'm like, "मैं कितना लिखा?" And he goes, "No." He goes, "ठीक है, you've done enough." With Vedant and other grunts and stuff. He goes, I think you should be fine writing it.
And what had you done to that point in terms of other grants and study?
At that time, we have done. I've done the Ucharan Santhya of Adasam Sarvlo Maharaj,
How long did
and
that take?
then that. So it was on and off during my whole career. I would say in a span of 30 years,
Take it. Sounds about right.
to be exactly correct, right? But about say there was a time I kind of went full force into it. That took about 5 to 6 years,
Yeah.
and that's extra speed. That's really high speed. Generally, if you're in the Samprada, obviously it takes much longer than that, right? Because one ang is supposed to be read 20 or 25 times a day, right?
And I
So,
think,
anyways,
especially the way Ganiji teaches, he teaches very small amounts at a time, at the
yes,
start especially.
yeah. ਤੇ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਫਿਰ we did Vedant Granths, right? Sar Kutavali, Power Samrit, Chanaka Niti, Vichar Mala, Vichar Chandrodaya, and then Suj Prakash Granth was on and off, Nanak Prakash Granth, right? So, and then when he was saying is start writing it, and he goes, if you have any problems with it, we'll talk about it. And then obviously, yeah, so there was, some pavars that I needed more understanding with, right? So you see a lot of people nowadays. I see all these, to make YouTube views, people make these controversies to take the little thing, Edda Guru Sahab ne kita. Brahmanwad hai, is this right? Right? And then what Gyaniji does is he normalizes all those controversies, right? He speaks in a calm tone voice and he makes it very academic, especially when it comes to like the rases of kavita, right? Kavaras, especially when it comes to Shangar ras, right? I mean, we go to Rome and we see the romantic painters, their paintings and their sculptures and stuff, right? We don't have any problems with those, but when you have Kavi Santokh Singh Ji, describing the seven surs dancing in the sky as Anand Sahib was being, uttered by Guru Amar Das Ji, literally he takes, he says the rainbow, or the seven colors of the rainbow are dancing, right? And he's making this whole picture, right? Now, obviously, you can either ingrain that into mythology, But then when we say Mother Nature,
हाँ जी.
right? Do we really have a problem with seeing a Devi or a goddess being Mother Nature? But we all agree, Prakriti is there, nature is there, it's a power, right? So Gyaniji normalizes all these concepts when he does his katha, and that's what I've taken the essence of and translated that into English.
All right, so I just want to take a step back. Why, when you're talking about history for the kids, why would Suraj Prakash the one?
Suraj Prakash is the one because it has Guru Bhakti in it.
What do you mean?
To do the bhakti of the Guru, to have Shraddha towards the Guru. One of the major things is if you can't have prem and Shraddha towards your Guru, you're not going to accept what they say either.
Yeah.
Right? And in order to, I mean, you're reading Gurbani, but then you don't really know what Guru Nanak Dev Ji did. You have his thoughts, you have his gyan, but who was Guru Nanak Dev Ji and what did he do? How many people did he meet? Right? Like Kavi Santokh Singh Ji says, Tare gine jaat hai, tere tare na ginat hai. Right? You can count the stars. And tare being tare is a word in Punjabi Hindi used for both stars and to take a cross. Right? To save or so he says we can count the stars, but we can't count how many people you've saved. Right? And then just the whole aspect, about the Shraddha, about all the gurus have done, the way Kavi Santokh Singh Ji places them on the Singhasan, on the throne, on the pedestal, right? It builds a very deep Shraddha towards Guru Bhakti. And then
massive. The way things are described, the way they stick in your mind, you can't stop thinking about Guru Sahib. Like it's impossible.
There was a time when I was doing Cheme Pasha's Katha.
हाँ जी.
For some reason, Cheme Pasha just stuck into my, even now, any sort of dhyan, any sort of ardas I need to do, I picture Cheme Pasha. Because, the way Kavi Santokh Singh describes it, I mean, a lot of it is personal as well, right? He's a huge frame, his body, big family, 5 sons, 1 daughter. He's commanding an army, living a royal life. It's almost what a householder wants, right? And then, the perfect Jati Sati Sant, Jahangir asks him, he goes, "You're so young and you don't indulge in the company of women." And he says, "I can't sleep one night without my wives and my concubines, or how do you do it?" Right? And Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji, explains them how the whole restraint, abstinence, and that what makes the true warrior, right? So it's just awesome when you look at it. And
those are mad important concepts for our kids today. I think I was talking to a bunch of youngsters the other day about Guru Har Gobind Sahib, and I was using the descriptions from Kavi Santokh Singh, how his arms are down to his knees and their legs are like pillars, his chests are like calves are like of a door and pieces of marble and stuff, and they were like, whoa. But how did Kavi Santokh Singh get everything so accurate?
He got it from Bhai Ram Kaur Ji.
Yeah.
Bhai Ram Kaur Ji was the 6th generation of Baba Buddha Ji. Bhai Ram Kaur Ji was the one that gave the tilak to Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. The Gurtagati. He was 6, and Kalpizar Pasha Ji was 9. Yeah. He was 3 years younger than him. So, and then Bhai Ram Kaur Ji was the one that he stayed with Guru Sahib his whole life. I think it was from the Malwa areas where Guru Gobind Singh Ji told him to go back to his pind of Ramdas Chande as he was heading off to Hajur Sahib Nandir. He didn't want to go. His mother insisted as well. And then Guru Sahib says, yeah, well, you need to be with your mother. You need to take care of her. So he went.
And one of the before this happened, I just want to sidetrack. Did he got a saraf, if I'm correct, from Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj because the Sangat was following him rather than the bachans of the Guru?
Saraf or just a bachan. Bachan. I mean, what happened was his children went a little off for a little bit. I believe it was his son. It's not really mentioned what he did, but something did happen. It wasn't really a saraf. It was a time where the Kada Prasad, when Guru Sahib said Lutalo,
हाँ जी हाँ
right?
जी.
And then the Sangat did, but his people, his followers didn't get up because he didn't get up.
Hmm.
So something along those happened. There was another issue where, um, I guess it was, I think it was Gopal Das. His one of his wives is really beautiful, and he came to call them, and then he looked at her and he said, "I wonder why Guru Sahib never gave me such a beautiful wife." And so then Guru Sahib said to him, he goes, "Tu icha kar li. You did an icha, even though you're nir icha. But just because you had that little icha, I'm gonna have to complete that for you." So according to Kavi Santokh Singh, Bhai Gurbaksh Singh Kanhaiya was the one that Ram Kaur reincarnated as. Um, and I believe that BB became Sadakor. And so that was something. So it was like an Icha completed. You can look at it as a Saraf, or you can look at it as something what we say is horny, right? Yeah. So when as Kavi Ram Kaur was leaving Guru Sahib, he said to Guru Sahib, he says, Guru Sahib, I do your darshan every day before eating. How am I going to eat from now on? So Guru Sahib says to him, he goes, go do shikar every day. When you go do shikar hunting, you'll see me there. So Bhai Ram Kaur he hunted every day for his life till he died, till he left this earth. And he did darshan of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Now what happened was, when Kalgitar Pasha left, when he did Jyoti Jot to Sachkhand from Hajur Sahib, there were Singhs there who did Virag. They got really sad. And a few of them heard that Ram Kaur has darshan of Kalgitar Pasha every day. So they decided to go to Ram Das Chande, Pind, and meet Ram Kaur. And then they came to Baba Ram Kaur. They said they wanted to do darshan of Kalgitar Pasha. Bhai Ram Kaur said, you won't be able to see him, only I can see him. He goes, but I can tell you his katha. So then there was a person, one of the singers was by Sahib Singh Likhari,
हाँ जी.
not to be confused by Sahib Singh Panch
That's
Pyare.
from the Panch Pyare, yeah.
This was another Sahib. He wrote down the katha, and he asked him, he says, Maharaj, we already have the Janmasakhi of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Maharaj, can you begin with Duje Pacha? So from Duje Pasha all the way to Dasme Pasha, he did the full recitation. He used to sit under a tree and set it out and dictate the stories of the history of Gurus.
And he did that in his own village.
Yes, in Ramdas Chande.
And what was that called when it was written down?
Pardon me?
When that was written down, what did the name that Grantha?
Gyani ji said that was called Pancho Sakhiyan
हाँ जी.
because there was 500 of them. Apparently the British had taken them back. But Kavi Santokh Singh ji got a hold of them. Bhai Ram Kaur ji's daughter-in-law was Bibi Pradhan Kaur, who was the daughter of Maharaja Ala Singh of Patiala. Daughter or granddaughter? I believe she was the daughter, though. Yes. And when Bhai Ram Kaur ji's son died, Bibi Pradhan Kaur went back to her home in Patiala, and there was an Udasi Sadhu there whom she gave all the writings to. It was later on when Kavi Santokh Singh ji came under the, the custodian of Maharaja Uday Singh of Kathal, is that they actually got those Pancho Sakhiyan back, and then he wrote it in the Haveli that Gyani ji now just recently purchased a couple of years ago. Yeah, there was a. And then after that, what he did was he had all those resources. He had the Janmasakhi. The Nanak Prakash Granth was already written. He wrote that in Pindabudia, right? In Kathal, he wrote the Suj Prakash Granth. He had a darshan of Guru Nanak Dev Ji saying that I sent you to write our history.
हाँ जी.
And at that point, Kavi Santokh Singh Ji, because he was a massive scholar in Sanskrit, Vedant, Puran, because his Vidya Guru was Bhai Sant Singh Ji, the Harmandir Sahib Granthi, and also the leader of the Gyaniyan, the Sampradaya, Bunga, Harmandir Sahib Bunda. Yeah, so he had gone through extensive, and the scholars back then were just really like smart compared to
The
now, where
next
you can,
level, yeah.
I don't know, Gyaniji and a few others, I would say, have that, magnitude. A lot of the pracharaks just don't want to go through all that extensive learning. So Kavi Santokh Singh, he learned all those, and he had translated the Amarkosh, which is like a dictionary of Sanskrit. It's taught in Banaras University. He did the Adhyatam Ramayan. He did a few other Vedanta granths. He translated them into
This was
normal
before
language
writing Nanak Prakash.
before writing Suraj Prakash.
Okay, ठीक है.
Before writing Nanak Prakash, he wrote earlier on in his life.
Early on, ठीक है.
And then Nanak Prakash Granth, and then, Suraj Prakash Granth, and then Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, you're doing all these other granths, but you haven't written our history. This is why I sent you to earth. So
And
then,
where did you have darshan of Guru Nanak Dev Ji? Was it
Kathal
Kaital? ठीक है.
in the Haveli of Maharaja Uday Singh. So that's where he made the effort to get those 500 Sakhiyan from the Patiala Raja, from the Udasi Sant in Patiala. And then, as he was writing them, he noticed some gaps.
हाँ जी.
With the timeline, there was gaps in there. And he did ardas. He used to wake every day. He used to wake up at 2:30, do ishnan, and then sit at dhyan for a few hours, and then do his nitnem. By 10 o'clock, he used to start writing. He used to write for about 2.5 hours, and then he used to rest. And then he would do the katha of the exact same thing he wrote that day.
That same day.
There was a gurdwara nearby, the Noe Pasha gurdwara. He used to do katha of that every day. And then, so what happened was, addressing the gap, he did an ardas. One day, he sees a Nihang Singh come to his door. Bihangam Sadhu, Nihang Singh. And then he brought him inside and he gave him prashada. The Nihang Singh had a khajana with him. And as he took off his parna, he took off his khajana, and he hung it on the kili, on the peg, right, as he was eating. And he ate the langar, and then Kavi Santokh Singh Ji, I guess, went back to the room, or to get him some gifts, or some clothes or some maya. By the time he came out, he was gone.
हाँ जी.
He went outside to check, and he wasn't there, and the khajana was still there. So he realized, okay, how far he's going to go without his khajana. He's got to come back and get it. So he waited a couple of days. He didn't come back. Waited a couple of weeks. He didn't come back. After a few months, he's like, okay, you know what? I need to check what's in the khajana. So he opened up the khajana. In the khajana were papers that had the history of the Guru's written, of all the gaps that he had encountered.
That's crazy.
So he realized it was a Shaheed Singh.
And those papers, are they still around, or are they, like, we don't know?
We do know that the British had taken possession of them.
Well, they're always the British, isn't it?
Always the British. When in doubt, blame the British. No, but it is a fact, though. They did take many of our possessions and our treasures. But I mean, regardless of the fact, Kavi Santokh Singh was able to take everything and write it into the Suraj Prakash Granth, right? And he wrote it in poetic forms, because before it was just written. Right, by Sahib Singh Lakhari.
Because often what's said is, especially I think pracharaks in the West, they say they don't give Kavi Santokh Singh that respect for all the research. They say he just wrote it with Toro Asega.
No, he had many references. He writes it in his Suraj Prakash as well. There's one in the Nanak Prakash Granth that he talks about how he got everything together for Nanak Prakash, and even the attempt at the Handaliye and Baba Meherwan Sodhi, the son of Prithi Chand, how he tried to change the Janam Sakhi as well. And Kavi Santokh Singh says, with many, now this is something, it's good we got this on record. Kavi Santokh Singh mentions that the criteria I used to critique Handal's or Meherwan's Janam Sakhi was by Mani Singh Ji's Janam Sakhi. By Mani Singh Ji also wrote a Janam Sakhi of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, where he explains a good portion of Asa Diwar, and I think Siddh Gosht as well. And he wrote basically everything. And if you notice, some of the stuff that by Mani Singh Ji writes are exactly the same in the Nanak Prakash Granth. Right? And even when he begins the Suraj Prakash Granth, in the Ras, in the first ras, in the first couple of ayahs, he also mentions where he got his resources from. So nowhere does he say that he, you know,
Yeah.
turon kita. But when Guru Nanak Dev Ji came to visit and gave him darshan, one of the things he asked for was, how will I get this? And Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, Kush uddam karo, but you will have the divine sight. Whatever adhyay you will be writing, you will be able to see it happening in front of your eyes. And then, you can see that too, is where, just off the top of my head, he's describing Guru Harkrishan Sahib Ji sitting in Raja Jai Singh's bungalow, and he describes his clothes, right? He says his clothes is this, his chola is this color, the booty design on his colors made of, a keem khab or a Banarsi fabric, and he's got an angad on his arm, which has 9 types of stones. He's explaining sapphires, rubies, emeralds, pearls, and he says, those 9 stones hanging off of Guru Harkrishan Sahib Ji's arm looks like that he has the 9 planets, hanging off his arms, and he's able to control them. And he's describing his dastar, he describes his kalgi that he's wearing, he describes the room that he's sitting in. He says there's pictures of roses, flowers, and animals on the Raja Jai Singh's room. He describes the food that Guru Harkrishan Sahib Ji is eating, the raita. The raita has jeera in it, mirch masale, and he's describing, how else, if he didn't have the divine sight, how else would he have said that, right?
And he does it over and over, and no other granth that I'm aware of does the same. It goes into that same amount of detail. Not Pant Prakash, not Gyan. Nobody touches what
Nobody.
Singh Ji does.
And if you're saying he had a very artistic imagination, that's really next level imagination that he would have. I remember when he's describing Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji fighting his wars, just phenomenal, just amazing. The way he kills, I believe it was Chandu's son, when he basically takes him and he body slams him into the ground really hard, so hard is that every single bone in his body just collapses and he just becomes like a pile of skin and bones, like a puddle. Right? He describes that to the very detail. This is where we see his abilities, the divine abilities that he had. Right? He wasn't a normal person like we make him out to be.
No chance, no.
And look at this. He is probably the most slandered scholar in the world.
What makes you say that? Because of the slander of his work, or
Both, right? Oh, yeah, you see Jana Khana Pracharak going on YouTube and saying, kavi ne likhta, onu idan shauk sige. You know what I'm saying? He was a Brahman. Some even saying is Nirmala, which I remember listening to Dr. Jwala Singh's podcast. I heard very beautiful thing that he's done a lot of research on Kavi Santokh Singh Ji as well. One of the things that he said was, if you say that he's from the Nirmala Samprada, right, which the Nirmala Samprada is legit and they're scholars, but Kavi Santokh Singh Ji was not part of the Nirmala Samprada. He was part of the Gyaniya Samprada with Gyani Sant Singh. He mentions the origin of the Khalsa. He even mentions Udasis, but he does not mention the Nirmalas. Right? How can it be that if he's a Nirmala himself, he wouldn't mention that?
You would be biased to your own crew.
Right. Whether you call it oversight or whether it just didn't come in the Itihas that he was writing, but he doesn't write about the Nirmala's origin, right? And then Dr. Jwala Singh talks about there's all the pictures that we see of Kavi Santokh Singh. He dressed like a Khalsa, right? He's got a damala, right? He has a chand in his damala. He carries a 10-foot teg, right? So that's how you see his older picture. So he was Khalsa. He was not Nirmala, or he was not a sadhu. And one of the things actually I wanted to just say, if you take a cross section of the ideology and the way of life of Sikhs at that time, it was quite integrated into the older Sanatan traditions, right? Even on top of Kavi Santokh Singh Ji's Haveli, on top of his door is a picture of a Ganesh Ji, and I believe Mata Lakshmi and Lata Saraswati. So you see, that was a very normal thing at that time. During that time, Kavi Santokh Singh Ji is making comments like, there was Pushkar da Mela, and Bahadur Shah asked Guru Gobind Singh Ji, "Oh, why haven't you gone to the Pushkar Mela?" Because a lot of his Fauj has gone. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji responds, "कहते वो तो हिंदुओं दा मेला हैगा उत्थे मेरा की काम."
हाँ जी.
So clearly, where the Panth began to become Nirala from the I guess the status quo or the current religion that was traditions that were being followed, the Khalsa started to become separate from everything else, from all traditions, right? And that was one of the key things.
One question people have is like, why did he have that image of Ganesh? Why is Ganesh mentioned in his writings? Why is it an ustad of these people then?
So that's kind of a more of a Vedantic question, and let's try to address it in as few words as possible. Everything is Eko everything is Akal Purkh, right? There's different Shaktis of Akal Purkh that work in the world. We have nature, we know that. We have creation, we have destruction. Now, in order to teach the masses about these Shaktis of Akal Purkh, right, we give them names: Shiva, Brahma, Vishnu, right? Prakirti, Lakshmi, right? Ganesh is known as the Ganat Ish, right? Either you want to call it mathematics or you want to call it Bingal, right? The art of writing, the art of education. Mata Saraswati is is the same thing as well. She's the goddess of education. Ganesh Mangal was always done because Ganesh is known to be the power of Akal Purkh that grants wisdom. So we have a tradition in India is where we always evoke the power of what we want to do. If you notice, I know because I come from the Ramgadiya, I guess caste of families, and in our family, I've noticed a lot of our uncles, Chachetai, there was a certain day that they used to take out all their tools and they used to clean them
Yeah, they say
and do
Diwali
puja
to
of them.
ek din baad.
Yes, Vishwakarma Day. Yeah, exactly. Right. They would do that. I mean, slowly as we became more educated into the Gurmanda stuff, they don't do that. But I mean, there was nothing really wrong with that either.
Bro, you should do it with your laptop and your pens and
I do. I
pen.
do. And the funny you say that is because when because we're from Amritsar, so
And
we do a lot of manta of Sheed sings as well. So on every Sunday we light a desi kyo
so,
da
and
jyot, right? And then we take the agarbattis and around the house, and I do my computer and everything too because this is what connects me to Suraj Prakash Granth, right?
this is what gave you this Mahan Seva. And that's another thing that people can't understand is like Toof, Jot, the same people who struggle with Suraj Prakash are the same ones struggling with Jot and Toof and Diva and everything else.
So yeah, and it's interesting you bring that up because now this is where the Dashara Mahatm comes in as well. Um, First of all, the Shara comes after the Chomasa, which is the 4 months of rain,
Yeah, but it's
and metal begins
rust.
to
Yeah.
rust. And so Kalgitar Pasha said, okay, first of all, take all the shastras out from the Khajana, clean them, and then we do puja of it. Why do puja of it? Because what you will respect and worship, you will never misuse. Same thing with education. If you respect and worship the education, you won't misuse it. That's just the way human mentality works, right? If you're taught to respect something, how can you, disrespect it or misuse it? So that's a key concept that we had in our tradition, and
And
I'm
it
noticing that too,
runs deep.
right? Yeah, I'm noticing that too. People in this century in particular, because of colonialism, the renunciation of all rites and rituals as they call it, right? Because that's what the Protestants were, right? They broke off from the Roman Catholics because they didn't like the incense that the Roman Catholics used to burn. They didn't like that they had a pope and you had to go to church every Sunday. And they wanted a direct connection, right? So they got rid of all the what we call karamakand, right? And this is what they taught us. They taught us, oh, why are you lighting divas on Diwali? Why are you throwing colors on Hola, right? And particularly because in the Lahore, Amritsar area, that was like the most, I guess, the progressive at that time. You had a lot of Sikh educated gentlemen who began taking on their traditions, and then they started questioning, oh, why are we lighting divas on Diwali? Why are we doing gulal on Hola? Even the Kirtan Maryada. Oh no, just stick to the Gurbani. Get rid of the Vavas in the Vars. Get rid of all these other reeds that don't make align with the Protestant mentality, right? And from that, what have we become now? Is every time, and I'm sorry to say this, but every time our people hear the word Ram and Krishan, they begin to get a heart attack, right? We've become so anti-Hindu, so anti-Vedic, is we've changed the meanings of Gurbani. Explain to me what Sarang Pani is, right? It's a word mentioned in Gurbani for a Kalapurk. Sarang Pani Sarang is the bow
And
of Vishnu, right? Sarang Pani is the one that holds the sarang, the bow of Vishnu, right? Raghunath, Raghu was a Raja whose descendant was Shri Ramchandra ji. And Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Maharaj is saying, take ek Raghunath. He's not saying follow the body.
yeah,
He's saying because their insides, they were the avatars of Ishwar. They were Brahm, right? So he's saying that there's no difference in any of them. But we look at through a different mentality. We're like, no, this is Hindu. This is Brahmanavad. We
yeah,
need to take it out, right? But what you don't understand is, that we vilified them. So everything now they do is wrong. But the thing is, what you need to understand is that even the Veds, the Gyan portion of the Veds, the Upanishads, even they condemn Karmakand,
yeah, yeah,
right? So when you read the Upanishads, there actually is only one Akal Purakh, right? Even the Upanishads say that the Ishwar, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva are mithihas. When you read good, like Vedanti Granths like Vichar Chandrodaya, right? Or you read even Shankaracharya ji. Shankaracharya just dismisses everything. He even dismisses Ishwar, right? And then when you begin Vichar Sagar, when it does its Mangalacharan, it says, why should I do the Mangal of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, or Ganesh, or Lakshmi? Because I am everything. He says, Larry, Vishnu, Mahesh, right? They are just my waves. I am the Brahm. So I'm going to do my own Mangalacharan, right? In Vichar Sagar. And this is a Vedantic Granth. This is not it's taught in our Samprada, but it's a Vedantic Granth, right? So what the fight was against was the Karam that the people who wanted to make money, they would go to the family and say, you have a certain planetary influence on you. In order to do that, you need to pay me thousands of dollars or thousands of rupees so I can do a special puja to get rid of it. The puja is legit. Even the astrological thing they mentioned
it's
may have been
yeah,
correct too,
yeah.
because Jyotish Vidya is there. But the fact that you're taking thousands of money from them,
It's
it
just a
became a
misuse of something that
misuse
exists,
of Vidya,
and it's
right?
caused waves of hate and misuse later.
Right, and that is something that Guru Nanak Dev Ji spoke up against. The other thing that Guru Nanak Dev Ji spoke up against was at that time Yoga Mat was really high and powerful because Gorakhnath Ji and his Chele were quite prevalent during that area. And if you notice, Guru Sahib had quite a few conversations with them at different times.
Yeah,
Japji Sahib and Sumer Parvat, right? Siddh Gosht at Atal Vichala, Achal Batala, right? Shivaratri da Mela, right? And then the many other times he's met like Parthriji, he's met Charpatanath, he's met Gorakhnath and Gorakhmata, right? There's many times that Guru Nanak Dev Ji has a conversation, and all that is incorporated in Bani, right? All the conversations that we had. Yeah.
so Coming back to your translating of Suraj Prakash, first of all, why is it so important that our kids, us as a Panth, the wider Panth, our elders, everyone, listen to the Katha of this Granth?
Very good question.
Like you described a bit about the Shangar Das, and then I think we went off. So, in a few sentences, what is the core of why we should connect with this Granth?
Core is one, Guru Bhakti, and second, the main concepts of Sikhi. Guru Bhakti connects us with the Guru, right? It's also a form of Sargun Bhakti, which will give you moksha as well. And Kavi Stok Singh says it as well in his writing, that whoever listens to Sarsuj Prakash Katha with full faith, there's no doubt that they will not receive mukti, right? And then the other concept is, like we discussed, langar is a key concept in Sikhi. And it's not until you read Suj Prakash that you understand how important langar is on many levels, spiritual level, societal level, right? Even arthik level, like your personal level as well. Giving, right? Giving donations, that's a main concept which cleanses your karma. And once your karma is cleansed, your atma is seen from the inside. That's moksha. What is moksha? Moksha is breaking down to two words, mo and sha. Right? Mo means attachment, sha means to destroy. When your attachment is destroyed, that is when you get mukti. And langar plays a key concept in that because you're letting go of your attachments there, right? The point is not, man, needed, I'm going to do seva for this long and then I'll get a car, or I'll do well in my career. The whole point of doing langar seva is that you get rid of your sense of self, your ego, right? And then the other thing that's mentioned is doing the simran of Satnam, right? Sache naam da jar simran hai, Vaiguru mantra da, or any mantra that is given to you. So these key concepts are reiterated over and over again in the Suj Prakash Granth. And that's why I think it's important that every Gurudwara maintains the Katha of Suj Prakash Granth. I'm noticing nowadays that a lot of people have stopped doing the Katha of Suj Prakash Granth just because I know it doesn't align with this ideology anymore. But it's very sad because you're going to be missing. How else would you know how many sons Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji had, how many battles he did, who Guru Nanak Dev Ji met, right? Malak Pago, the Roti Wala Prasang, who was Bhai Lalo, right? There's nowhere else you could find that. It's Suj Prakash Granth, right?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And what do you say to? There's some people now who say, I believe this bit of Suraj Prakash Granth, but I don't believe this bit. And there's some people say there's Malavat and that's coming. Where do those rumors come from?
The Malavat really doesn't have any proof. The only reason why people are saying Malavat is because it doesn't align with their ideology. We grew up in this century, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to retrofit Guru Sahib into that ideology. It doesn't work. And the things that don't fit with our retrofitting, we say it's Malavat. It's easy to say, oh, it's Malavat, right? But then look at the adhyayas. They're all composed in a specific length and in a specific order, right?
Yeah.
Like he has Bhara Rasa, right? And then he has between 50 to 60 ansun each. Then he has Che Ruta, right? And then he has an iron, right? It's all towards the sun, right? He wanted to use the pratap of the Guru, the radiance of the Guru is like the sun, bright like the sun. So the 12 rasa, like the 12 constellations, you want to call them, the 6 seasons in India, right? And the 2 irons, the 2 solstices, right? So he used that as a basis of compilation. So I don't know how the Malawat would get in there. And then you need somebody equally scholarly and artistic in poetic measures and knowledge of grammar and poetry to do the Malawat.
Yeah.
I say the same thing too with Dasam Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Because when people talk about it, and I'm like, okay, so if you're saying this person who wrote Dasam Guru Granth Sahib Ji knows Shastra Vidya, knows the names of the weapons, right? Shastra Namala, knows the history of all the 12 of the 24 Avatar, understands Brahm to the level which is incomprehensible to the human mind, Akal Ustat, right? And also knows about about the wars that Guru Gobind Singh Ji wrote,
Manji.
and has Sangeet Vidya, and has understands poems, and understands Pingal, so he knows how many matara are supposed to go in each sentence if it's a particular chant. Who could that be,
Those are exactly.
right? And if it's not Guru Gobind Singh Ji, then tell me who it is, because that person's so good,
Mm.
right? And why wouldn't he leave his own name onto it? He'd write a whole granth
Yeah.
and not put his name into it, right? I don't know how long would it take you to write something like Dasam Granth, like somebody like us, probably a whole lifetime.
But
And
in
you're trying
more,
to tell me,
yeah, lifetime.
yeah, and you're trying to tell me that I wasted a whole lifetime writing a granth so I can screw over a few hundred people. How many Sikhs were there at that time?
Yeah,
Right.
not many.
A few hundred?
Less
At
than
one point, we were less than 100.
Yeah.
So we wanted to mess them over. So somebody wanted to mess them over, took a whole life, who was really smart, scholarly in like 52 vidyas, wrote a granth so he can lead these few hundred people astray. Does that make any sense?
But people believe these stories. People believe this malavat. They buy into it, which is quite. It shows
They have,
the level that where we're playing at the moment as well as a qawm.
so now, here's where Vidya Guru Di Bhakti comes in. It's because they're beostade. When you have not learned under a special discipline, under a Vidya Guru, this is where all the doubt comes from. Now, like, I mean, Gyaniji doesn't say anything, but I've been through music schools as well, right? Where I've done seva of the Guru, and I remember Ustad Sukhwinder Singh Ji, Namtari. He was sitting down too, and he was saying that his Guru Pandit Kishan Ji Maharaj, Banaras Karana,
जी.
he said to me, he goes, Pinka, तुम विद्या की फिक्र मत करो, गुरु की सेवा करो, उसमें सब कुछ है. Do your Vidya Guru's seva, right? Don't worry about the Vidya. Leave that responsibility up to the Vidya Guru. They'll give you the Vidya. Without doing the seva of your Vidya Guru, right? Your Vidya won't flourish.
Okay, here's where something's coming because there are Vidya Gurus that exist out there, but there are many charlatans that they broke people's Sharda of Seva.
Collateral damage.
They've taken advantage of that, and that I think has diluted the Gurshish Parampara and the Seva going forward.
Yeah.
Is
It has. It's very unfortunate, but what can you do? There's no other way. In Sarkotabli, as you also know, right? There's only 3 ways of learning Vidya. 1 is doing your Guru Seva. 2 is paying money to your Guru. And 3 is teaching your Guru a Vidya and taking the Vidya back,
Yeah,
right?
for
Vidya hoy,
Hanji.
right? But I mean, and they're all kind of in an order as well, right? The highest is Guru Di Seva, the second is paying money, and the third is teaching something and taking it back in return, right? But the seva, it flourishes too, and to the point where I remember there was a question: is what if you don't agree with what your Guru says? What if there's a disagreement? Well, that just means you don't have full Sharda in your Guru then, right? If you don't have love and if you don't have Sharda towards your Guru, you're going to doubt the Vidya that they teach you as well, right? And again, I don't know, I bring it back up to colonialism again, but one of the things that we have lost is that we don't bow to our elders anymore. We don't even we don't even touch their feet anymore. We don't touch our feet of our own parents. And Gyaniji says, if you're going to be a student of mine and you want to learn from me, you better start touching your parents' feet. And he made us do it. right? And he goes, not only your parents, chache, tae, mamme, masiyan, he goes, "Saaryan de pairin haath do." This is our tradition. And Bhai Gurdas ji in his first word mentions this too. In Kaljug, the way out of Kaljug is just keep bowing to people. Now, what you're not supposed to bow to is tyranny, right? Is one that makes you bow, and the one that makes you do a certain thing that you're not supposed to, takes your right away. But there's nothing wrong in bowing to your Vidyaguru. There's nothing wrong in bowing to your elders, right? Uh, within our family circle stuff, we have relatives and friends who are not even Sikh, but they're from India, Hindu or other. We were taught to bow to their feet too, right? Is just that's just a tradition. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with bowing to a saint. And I remember one of the things that came up was Gyaniji, where he visited a sadhu who was not Sikh, and he bowed to them, and then explained to me, then if you're not going to bow to a Brahmgyani, then who are you going to bow to? We're the ones that started saying, Fakir na Hindu na Musalman. So then why are we now defining saints as Hindu or Sikh or Muslim then? When a Brahmgyani has no religion, right? Why are we confining them? Is it because they followed the special diksha that their guru gave them, right? And it's not the same diksha as you received, right? That's a question we need to ask ourselves. And I know many people started raising fingers about that, but they didn't look at the Sharda of Gyaniji. And then in response, the sant that Gyaniji bowed to, he gave a response. He goes, "I was very hurt that I heard that people were, criticizing what he had did." And then he made a comment. He goes, "Bigger is not the person who you bow to. That person is big who bows." Right? Nimarta, overdaya. And in Gursikhi, that's the way it is. You lose and you become big. You become small to become big. Right? And this concept is, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
You've taken on many ustads in your life, be it in Rag Vidya and Jori, or be it in Brahm Vidya, be it in Santhya. What's the correct way? What have you found is the right way to do this seva? How do you do it? How do you approach it?
Whatever makes your guru happy. I mean, at one point you used to have Sharda inside of you too, right? Whether it's putting flowers on your guru, whether it's touching their feet, whether it's washing their feet, whether it's feeding them food, or whether sometimes the Vidya Guru just wanted you to listen to them and pay attention, have a keen interest in what they're teaching you.
And what did Ganiji say after you've completed the whole of this translation of Suraj Prakash? What have they said to you now at the end?
He didn't say it to me, but he said it to others. I heard from others that he was proud.
Yeah, he said it. He said it to me. I think 2 years ago. He was in the country and he's talking about you, and he's saying, "Oh, बहुत बड़ा सेवा किता है अभी आने वाले समय अंदर पता लगेगा." And he said that's when he told me to reach out to you as well. And
I'm hearing it from you, but no, Gyaniji is totally detached from anything, like pleasure, pain, joy, sorrow. He's totally detached from everything, and
and I think just to be in their company, just every minute is a blessing. Like you learn so much. It's crazy the amount of gyan they have, the amount of patience and pyar, and the level that they can bring it down to. Like for an ignoramus like me who doesn't understand things, he'll explain it so like a kid can understand it. And then for a vidwan like yourself, he'll explain it on that level and go into the depth. It's just mad.
My mind goes quiet when he's around me.
Hanji.
It's like like a teenage girl who has a crush on, I don't know, Brad Pitt or something or other.
Yeah.
I don't want it's not to that level, but you know how they kind of go weird? Like even now, like when I call him or something or other, I forget what he's going to say.
Hanji.
Because I'm just so glad he picked up my phone.
Why?
Because he's busy, right? So then I even said it to you. I'm like, Mega Gyaniji, Mega, whenever I talk to you, Mega, mera na chal khela janda hai.
Hanji.
I'm like, I'm really not like this. I said to him, I'm actually a smart guy.
Yeah.
I just act like an idiot in front of you, and I don't know how that happens. So my wife kind of gave me the idea is you should write all the things that you want to talk to him before you call him.
Hanji.
And I did that a couple times and it still didn't work.
And I've had that with so many different people where, but years before I've met them, I want to ask this, and when I'm sitting before them, my mind goes blank.
It totally goes blank. You can't remember what you wanted to say, and kuch pata bhi nahi lagta.
And I see
Yeah,
some people talking to people. I'm like, how do they do that? Like, how do they have a conversation when my mind just, I don't even have the courage to speak in front of certain people.
so when I see Gyaniji, I see Ishwar.
Hanji.
Now, one thing to understand is the Guru never left. The Guru is still here and keeps coming back,
Hanji.
right? Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Baba Nand Singh Ji, Baba Ishwar Singh Ji, Rade Wale, right? Baba Isa Singh Ji, Kalera. Who were they? They were all pieces of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, right? There have been people known in society to be like the gurus, like Jagat gurus. Like even when you read like Puranic history, like Dron, Parshuram, right? Vyas, Kanad, right? All these people, Vashishta, they were known as gurus. They were gurus. They were gurus for the whole world, not for the people who taught. Like these are this type of people Gyaniji is. He's made the same guru once, right? You had Baba Mid Singh Ji, you have Baba Nand Singh Ji, right? Baba Ishar Singh Ji, Baba Karam Singh Ji, Baba Jagjit Singh Ji, Arkhawal Wale, right? Who are they? They're all part of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. There is no other, right? And their buddhi, they don't have minds. Mante hai nahi ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ
Hanji.
buddhi ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ. Like buddhi ਹੈਗੀ, when I say buddhi ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ, which means buddhi is clean,
Hanji.
right? So then it's just Guru Nanak Dev Ji, right? And that's how I see Gyani Ji. And then certain things, sometimes he would just say something that's like make your mind just go, what the heck, and it just instills you, right?
And it
And
reminds me of the last time I spoke to Gyanendra Singh when they came to
oh,
England. And
same thing.
I looked at them, like, I plucked up the courage to look at them in the eye, and I just felt that they're not even here. It's just a Srir, and they're gone. They're with Parameshwar.
No, that's exactly it. There's nothing there. There's only Brahm talking from the inside. That's it,
Yeah,
right?
you could feel it.
And like with Baba Indrajit Singh, same thing, and with Gyaniji, same thing. Like if I kind of go into like my dunyavi thing and start talking about people, Baba Yone Edda Gita, or Baba, even good or bad, whatever, he just ignores it.
Yes,
He'll change the
yeah.
subject. He doesn't like talk, especially after 5-6 p.m. He doesn't want to talk about anything about the world. He'll. I remember once he started talking about the whole. Something happened, and the prasanga of Kalgitar Pasha, starting off from the Malwa area, all his way to Nanded. I think he spent a good 3-4 hours just talking. Who he met, how he met, and he talked about things that weren't written anywhere, and I had no idea how he knew those things, right? Such Gupta Bhajan is up, but that's his thing, right? That's what he does. Even same thing with Mahantaji, Mahanta Talochan Singh Ji Maharaj, right?
Oh, crazy,
Same thing,
crazy.
right? And I know it was very unfortunate that I heard that the people were, they were kind of making fun. Okay, Mahantaji kuri bhai and then
That that's the beauty about being with them. Is like
yeah,
they are Katha themselves. They are Katha. Like
yeah.
you start a car journey, they'll start a whole Katha, 3-4 hours, take it everywhere, and then they'll always bring it back as well. It's crazy.
Yeah, where we say that Tripati Gyata Gyan Ge becomes one?
Hanji.
That's Mahantaji.
Yeah.
And if he's going to take your time and you're late for work, you'd rather be late for work than Mrs. Katha.
Yeah. Give everything up for that.
Because you don't know what he's going to say in that Katha. I remember we were sitting down, and I remember I heard that Katha, and I told Gyaniji, and Gyaniji was like awestruck as well. It's like, wow. He goes, he was talking about the prasanga of Gautam and Hilya, where Indra cheated to be with Ahilya. And then when Gautam began cursing he cursed the rooster, he cursed the moon. He goes, he cursed Satyajug as well. This is not written anywhere.
Hanji.
He goes, he cursed Satyug Yug and he said, your Yug is finished. And then Satyug came and he said, I still have 10,000 years left. How can I be finished? He goes, no. He goes, the thing that happened here was not something that was supposed to happen in Satyug. You will now come in Kal Yug. The first 10,000 years of Kal Yug will be Satyug. And in that time, nobody will have to do Yag, Tap, or Dan. They will only need to do Simran of Vaiguru and they'll be able to get moksha. And that's the time we're living in now. We know about these 10,000 years of Kal Yuga because that's actually something that's written, but we never knew why it was written. You know? Crazy. Why the first 10,000 years of Kal Yuga is considered to be very special.
So coming back to your translations, so you've completed all of them now and they're all available on gurpurushottam.com.
Yes. gurpurushottam.com, and I'm recording them because a few people didn't want to read it. They're more the listeners types. And so now I'm recording them and putting on YouTube. Yeah. And I'm editing it as well. Editing is taking almost the same time as the writing, if not more. One of the things I did want to actually bring up, though, is like we were talking about Kavi Santokh Singh Ji, and, you know, we talk about the Panjami Ruth, which we'll discuss as well. When there's other granths written in that are, you know, talk about Atam Gyan. There's Shankaracharya Ji's Vivek Chudamani, right? Vidyaran Swami's Panchadasi, right? You have Vyas Ji, you have all these great writers, and then you have Kavi Santokh Singh, but he's at that same level, but we don't put him at that level, right? He, like I said, he's got to be the most slandered scholar out there, and we're the ones doing it, right? And look at his Imrta. And Gyaniji says that the slandering is happening is because he wanted it. He didn't want to become great in the eyes. He wanted the Guru. He wanted the praises of the Gurus to be graded. And he didn't want anybody focusing on him. That's why, you know, it's him doing it. But what I would appeal to all the Gurudwaras around the world is that we have a lot of dates on the calendars, right? We're doing everybody else's Barsis and Janam Purabs. I would appeal to them is that please reserve October 8th as a day that Kavi Santokh Singh Ji was born. And, you know, if you can have a samagam that day, it would be great. You know, Kirtan Davara or, you know, something along those lanes. But if not, if you're, you know, your Sangat isn't that great in quantity or you don't have those resources, at least do an Ardas, you know, Sham di Ardas. Rara si Sham di Ardas. ਵੀ ਅੱਜ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਸੇਵਕ ਕਵੀ ਸੰਤੋਖ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਜਨਮ ਦਿਨ ਹੈ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਨਮ ਪੁਰਬ ਹੈ ਰਾਈਟ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਲ ਜੋੜਿਆ if it wasn't for Kavi Santokh Singh how would we have connected to Guru Sahib and Guru Bhakti and had Shraddha towards Guru Sahib, right? October 19th is his Barsi, the day he left. And the thing is, he completed the Suraj Prakash Granth in 1840. He was born in 1787. He completed the Suraj Prakash Granth in the month of Savan, 1843, which is around July, August-ish, somewhere in the middle there. He completed it. It was taken in a golden palki to Harmandir Sahib. The Granthi Singhs of Harmandir Sahib came out with flowers, right? And then Kavi Santokh Singh took his beard and he cleaned the shoes of the Granthi Singhs of Harmandir Sahib, you know, and they put his they put the flower garlands around his neck, and the Suraj Prakash Granth was taken to Akal Takht Sahib, right, in a golden palki, right, and then 2 to 3 months later he left the earth. This was his life's work, right? We don't see that how much time he spent on writing this earth. We begin criticizing them. The bigger criticism we get, oh, Sikhi is defined by Guru Granth Sahib Ji. It's not defined by Kavi Santokh Singh Ji. Right? And then you'll hear people, oh, in Sikhi, Tirtha Shanan is considered a Karam Kand. We shouldn't be doing Tirtha Shanan. But then we're doing Ardas of, you know, Sri Harmandir Sahib the Darshan Shanan. You know, we had Bhai Sukha Singh Ji. who risked his life to challenge the authorities to do Ishnan in Harmandir Sahib, right? People were so divane. People were so in love with the Amritsar Sarovar that they used to go at night time to Ishnan in the Harmandir Sahib Sarovar, Amritsar Sarovar, because of the Nakabandi, the guards holding them. And then the guards would notice there's ripples in the water, they'd start firing. And some people would just die in the Sarovar just like that. Why? Ravi Santokh Singh Ji writes, is that Guru Ram Das Ji Maharaj tells Guru Arjan Dev Ji that Sarovar is me. Amritsar Sarovar is Guru Ram Das Ji's body. This is the reason why we respect the Amritsar Sarovar. We do its prakarma.
Yeah.
Before you go into Harmandir Sahib, you have to do prakarma of the Sarovar. Guru Sahib, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, Guru Hargobind Sahib Maharaj, they used to do 4 prakarmas of the Sarovar every day. And then go inside Harmandir Sahib and listen to about ek kadi, do kadi, about 22 to 40 minutes of Shabads. Or Guru Hargobind Sahib used to listen to 5 Shabads and then come out. Because Harmandir Sahib was considered so pure that if your mind starts wandering, you should come out. Right? And your body holds feces and urine. Right? After a little while, your body, has feces and urine ready, and therefore now your body is considered impure. You should come out.
Like there's some Retnam which say we Malin Havani Kadini Darbar. And I know some Singhs from the Dal, we Ishnan ni kar this Sarovar, which they go, the Sarovar is so pavitr, they put the garva in and take the Amrita Sarovar Jal and have Ishnan at the side. They go, Apakonya, like so much Nimrta.
Some Singhs do that. And then some young Singhs will see, they will take the Dumalla off when they're taking Ishnan in the Harmandir Sahib Sarovar. And the reason for that is when Bhai Sukha Singh Ji came, he dressed like a Pathan, a Mughal, to come and do Ishnan. So when he did Ishnan in Harmandir Sahib, he wanted to show that he was Sikh. So he opened up his dastar that he was, the Pathani style thing, and then he took a dip and they saw his hair, and then like, oh, this is a Sikh, go chase him. So in remembrance of Bhai Sukha Singh Ji, a lot of Nihang Singhs do Ishnan of Harmandir Sahib without their Dumalla sometimes.
And I've seen nowadays with some Singhs sitting in the Sarovar doing job, and the Perera tell him off to Inajar Bettea, which we just, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's something we need to work on probably. Yeah.
So how long did it take you to translate the whole of Suraj Prakash, and what does that journey look like of the actual work?
So it took me about 4 years to do the translations. It was about 3 hours every day.
4 years, 3 hours every day.
3 hours every day. A lot of it, about 1.5 years was within COVID, because I started in about 2021.
Manji.
So just over a year, it was within COVID. And then after that, we started return to office, and then I would come home and then spend my time. My family was really supportive because I used to spend time with them, right?
Must have been that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean the way I spent time with them was, Santhya, I got my wife involved as well with Santhya, and doing that, but she was busy with her businesses, and I was busy with this. And then we'd come and we watch movies and just regular people and that. So we did make time for the whole family as well. So I didn't want to neglect that as well, and the fact that I would whatever the I wrote, I would say to them at nighttime during bedtime when they would go to sleep.
And you just read it out as you've written.
Yeah, right. And that was my whole purpose, right? Is that so I write it, I put it up on my website, so other parents can go to my website, and at nighttime it takes about 15 minutes. 15 minutes is too much.
To read the one yeah.
About 10 minutes when you read it all the way through, right? They would be able to read it to their children. I wrote it in simple language, simple English, so everybody can understand. Some of the words I left, like, mame, chache, tae, darshan. I just couldn't find the proper word for English. So whatever those was, and I know, if you really want to know what that word means, we can Google it nowadays. So I left that to the intellectual of the person.
Saying I've started doing the same briefly, and then in the next couple of months, I am going to basically copy you and just every night before bed, sit on the kids' bed and go through the whole of this now because I'm excited to do it for me and my own Sharda and Sikhi. And kids, when they hear stories like Maharaj Son Saki Manajap Pyar, like they fall in love, their eyes glaze over. But it's like when we're reciting Gurbani at home, the youngsters, it goes over them because the depth, the understanding of the Shabad. But this is, it hits home like an arrow to the heart.
So before I would start, the Mangal Charan they read before, so we do that
Guru
together.
Nanak Pad Pankaj. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the key thing that got these guys ready, right? So in the meantime, they'd be all getting settled in into the blankets and stuff, right? The little one obviously would be gone by the end.
Like me.
But no, and then sometimes the elder ones they would kind of begin questioning, oh, how did this happen? And then the conversation goes further from there, right?
Hmm.
Um, but now the whole history of the gurus is in their mind somewhere there, right? They're going to remember that,
And
and
so
it's not just
they list to all of Suraj Prakash now.
more or less.
Wow. And how?
Yeah,
What changes, one, did you see in yourself and in them and their Sharda during this process or after?
you know, on a day-to-day basis, probably not. But when you look at the way I was maybe 4 years ago, is a big difference. Personality-wise, more patient, um, more accepting of things, right? Because the main thing in Suraj Prakash comes that what you're going to receive no matter what. If you're destined to receive $1 million and you lock yourself up in a iron cage, the $1 million will break the iron cage and come to you. Similarly, if death is going to come to you, you can lock yourselves up in an iron cage, it's going to break the cage and come to you. So therefore, there's nothing to do actually, right? It's all the karma that we've done in our past, which kind of defines our life. We worry for nothing. Um, Same thing, like you learn about emotions, especially when the gyan portion comes in Suraj Prakash Granth. Like there's a portion that comes up, and it's taken from Sarkata. It comes in Sarkatavali as well. The difference of anger and poison is one. Poison does not kill the bottle that it's sitting in, but anger does. Poison will kill the person it's given to, but it won't harm the bottle it's sitting in. But anger harms the person it's sitting in, and it's going to harm the person it's going to be used against. And then anger is a root cause of all problems. Lobe. There's so many different teachings in Suraj Prakash. Every adhyaya has a new teaching, a new concept to understand. And my advice is listen to it with shraddha. Don't listen to it with doubt. If you're going to listen to it for the purpose of critiquing, then there's no point. If you're trying to prove something wrong, then there's no point. Like if you're going to school just to critique something, then you're not going to learn anything.
You get what you look for in the dunya, what you look for in your friends, you will find. And in Suraj Prakash, if you go with Sharda, it builds Sharda. If you go with like, I want this to build my name and my Nitnem and my Namabas, it will build that. Like when it describes Guru Har Gobind Sahib reciting Sukhmani Sahib, every time now I go to recite Sukhmani Sahib, I think of Guru Har Gobind Sahib. Before I think of Guru Arjan Dev Ji, even because I think of Suraj Prakash and Maharaj reciting their Nitnem, and then just things like that build your Sharda. Like you're talking about one of the key concepts of being Langar, and the last time we spoke, since then, the Katha that I've listened to, the actual Langar's always going on. And I was, to me, it was like a background thing. And after speaking to you, I thought, no, it's not the back, it is the main thing.
It's the main thing.
Yeah, and it's changed me when I go to Langar. I thought this isn't more mere food, this is everything. We would die, we'll give our whole lives for this. To
Yeah.
serve in this Langar is just like, only the blessed can do it.
And to do seva of it is a blessing in itself. It's literally washing away your sins, right?
And it's made
And
me
and
think since then, like, have I given enough of my money to the langar this month, this week, because it's such an important concept that sometimes we think, especially in the West, I'm not going to give to the langar, I'm going to give here or there, I'm going to do this, and we think of all these other grand things, but the Guru started langar. That's where we should go back to what the Guru gave us.
Yep, that's where your dan is going to give you back manyfold. And it, and then you also hear, I'm hearing a lot of like negative stories about it. Oh, to see rajanu rajan deo. No, if you're not supposed to discriminate towards the low class, then you're not supposed to discriminate towards the rich either. The rich have just as much right to come eat in langar as the poor do, right? That's fine. Rajya, tonu pata? Do you know if everybody's a rajya? How do you know? How can you tell? Can you tell that the person who's wearing a Gucci watch and a polo, maybe he doesn't have any food at home? Maybe he spent what? How can you prove that? How do you know he's not going through a bad spell, right? You don't know that. Never ask a person, what your situation is. Anybody who comes to langar, they're not asked if they're enemy, foe, Muslim, Hindu, rich or poor, right? Egale is that like I remember I heard something. Oh, langar should only be dal and roti. Why? When you read Suraj Prakash Granth, there's like 6 rasan da bhojan banaya. 36 prakar de bhojan. Special ghee was used in the sabjis. The delicacies were made. Laddu, jalebi, amartiyan, rasgulle, right? These were all there. 7 types of raitas, 7 types of rices, mithe chol, loon wale chol, khatte chol, right? All this. It was a whole buffet, like 5-star hotel style. Langar was amazing, right? Langar was amazing. Pakwan, fried food, right? Pakwan ban rahe sige, pakode tale ja rahe sige. Kalgitar Pasha used to love having pakode. He had a special langriya who used to make him pakode when he felt like it, right? Guru Sahib was really keen on pakode. This is how langar was supposed to be. It's not just supposed to be dal roti. I mean, fa nahi vadna. It's not about chalo theek hai tid bhar liya te jao. No. The langar should be like, banda tripat hove. That was good food we had today, man. The langar was just great. And it should be like that.
But I think that it comes in nowadays, people are caught up in tastes, and when they go to the Gurdwara, it's just langar and nothing else.
Well, again, collateral damage. You shouldn't change the tradition just because of that, right? I mean, at one point you're going to be, there's only so much good food you can have, right? After that, you don't want it anymore,
Yeah, you get to a point where everything is like the same.
Yeah, I mean, if it's going to be langar and you're going to, there's no salt or pepper or whatever, right? And it tastes just horrible, and then what's the point, right? Come se come, I'm not saying it should be like, shahi paneer or, like really, really thick curries and, savory, but, it should be good food.
And the one thing is, people come for the knowledge of langar. Sometimes as kids, you put on a camp, you put chips, pizza, the kids come for that, and then they end up getting so much more in return.
Of course.
It's not just about the food, it's about everything.
Simran ho raha, kirtan ho raha. Right?
Saying that, what was the most surprising thing or funny thing that happened that you've discovered or came across when you was doing your research, course and translations of Suraj Prakash?
They were, Kavi Santokh's is just amazing. There's some parts of Suraj Prakash that I can take out and I can see like a comedy movie coming out of that. Like, Baba Bidhi Chandji's prasang, it's hilarious. The way he takes his dadi, puts oil on it, ties himself up, ties a huge pagadi, becomes a, it's a pure comical prasang. Like he becomes an astrologer and he tells them, I can find your lost things, and he's telling him how to get his lost, horse. And it's really funny because the Bacha, he's got everybody on his tail, right? They're all chasing him around saying, okay, he goes, I figured out his name. I know who he looks like. I can see him in front of me. I just need to figure out his name. I need more information. He goes, I need everybody standing where they were the last time the horse was taken.
Yes.
And then the Bacha standing next to him, he goes, have you figured it out yet? He goes, no, something's still missing. He goes, "Where were you when the horse was taken?" He goes, "Oh, I was in my room." He goes, "So then go to your room then." Right? Then he goes to his room, and then he goes from his window. He's shouting out, "Have you figured out what the name is?" He goes, "Yes, his name was Bidhi Chand, and I'm him." And then he takes the second horse. It's hilarious.
Suraj Prakash, the Sikh Itihas is better than any movie
Oh,
ever. Ever. It's got
yeah,
everything. Like
it's
everything.
filled it's filled with everything. There's romance too. So I remember last time we discussed the Mata Kolanji Prasang. I know the people were, and I remember I think somebody was commenting on her post about that. That Kaviji tried to make them look bad. I'm like, you didn't understand the whole concept. Is that Mata Kolanji was a Pagat for many births who had done tapasya to become the wife of Parmeshwar, right? And this was the time that she was going to get it, right? And we read the Krishna Prasang as well, right? Um, where all the gopiyan, right? They pray to Chandika, Mata Chandi, that they want Krishna as their husband, right? And the next day, he does things with the gopiyan that husbands would do, and then he tells them, he goes, "Isn't this what you wanted?" Right? And then it's a different level of bhakti, but you have to look at it in a satoguni way. You can't look at it as conspiracy tamog dirty way. It's all the way you look at it. And the special thing with Gyaniji is, like, if you notice, there's no other kathavachak like him. No other kathavachak speaks like he does, right? Generally, you get the whole monotone, safe route of trying to keep your emotions in check and just kind of speaking like a robot. But Gyaniji speaks like he's sitting on the couch in your home, and then he'll smile and laugh after each thing
Look
he says.
around as well.
He'll look around, he'll smile and laugh, and he engages everybody in there, right? And he keeps his maryada of keep sitting on the stage and speaking, but he engages everybody and makes them feel like they're really into the katha, right? That's a special thing with him.
And we were talking, I mean, you did mention on the Panjvi Rut of Suraj Prakash.
'Cause, yeah,
Why is this bit often missed out, and what's the importance of it?
Panjvi Rut talks about Atam Gyan, so it goes all the way from the beginning. How did the Kalpurk create the Prapanch? Right? How did the Kalpurk create how the Brahm? How is Maya created? Why did Maya? He says Maya is created by the Icha of Kalpurk. Icha is Maya. Agyan is Maya. And then the whole Vedantic concepts are explained. The criticism that people get, and the reason why people don't do Kathav is because it talks about Yog, talks about Upanishads, talks about Karam philosophy, talks about the Brahm, Ish, Jeev, Ved. Right now, these are all concepts in Vedant. But what Kavi Santokh Singh Ji does is, what he's iterating by Daya Singh Ji speaking about it. At the end, by Daya Singh Ji gives a Gurmat concept.
As by the essence explaining it to the Sangat.
Yes.
Anji.
So he explains, he says, first I'll tell you what yog is. So he explains all the, the Ashtanga, the yam, name, niyam, pranayam. He talks about that. And then he says, what is bhakti yog? Right? And bhakti yog, he says, the rechak kumbhag, right? What is that? The taking in the breath, and then the holding at the kumbh, and then releasing it to the other nostril. This is what yog talks about, right? Anulom vilom. What is the bhakti yog? He says to take in the breath is to listen to the Guru's word. The kumbhak is to internalize the Guru's word. And then the releasing of the breath is to acting on the Guru's word. This is the bhakti yog. And he talks about this in the Panjvirut, right? By Daya Singh. So clearly, it's not that they've outlined the Vedantic concepts. They've made it, Kavi Santokh Singh Ji made it relevant to Sikhi, to modern times, to a Gristi Jivan, to Kaljuk. And this is the reason why I say the Panchami Rut is very important to understand. But the thing is, now if somebody goes straight to Bhai Gurdas Ji's War, right, and he starts reading Bhai Gurdas Ji's War, and it talks about Vyas, writing the Brahma Sutras. It talks about Gautam Rishi writing the Nyaya, and then at the end he just, without the Satguru, nothing can be achieved, right? You can socha socha na ho gayi, you kar lo jine marje. You can stay chup as much as you want to, but until you don't accept the hukam as the raja, right? You won't be able to release the wall of kud, the wall of mithya will not break until you accept the will, right, of Akala Purakh, right? Now, having said that, somebody who's not studied, and it seems like the study of these Purans, Vedant, was a normal thing back then. Because when Guru Sahib says, Panchali ko Raj Sabha mein Ram Naam Sod Ai, he's assuming that everybody knew Panchali and what her story was. Right? The Pandavas and their wife, Draupadi, Panchali. Why, which Raj Sabha was she in?
Yeah.
Why did she think of Akal Purakh? Why did she remember Akal Purakh, right? What was happening? To understand these things, I think there was a massive assumption that everybody kind of knew about. That is not what we're teaching, and this is the reason why I say that Vedantic concepts need to be taught.
Hanji.
Because when you read Guru Granth Sahib Ji, what is Param? What is Mithya?
Hanji.
Right? What are all these concepts? We don't know who's Jeev, who's Ishwar, and why are they different and why are they the same? Panchmi Rut answers all those questions. And I think Panchmi Rut should be constantly, the Katha of Panchmi Rut should be constantly done in the Gurdwara.
And
well, Suraj Prakash in general.
A lot of these questions are asked in Kala's Tut as well, in those
Yes.
10 Dohre. What is the Jeev? Kaha Param ko Nas? How do you destroy Param? What is Karam? What is Data? All these things that the Panchmi Rut will help you understand and grasp. Guru Sahib asks in Akal Ustat and then answers throughout Gurbani, but it takes. But I think the Panchmi Rut answers it very simply for
Yes.
someone.
Yeah, they all mentioned, the answers are also mentioned in Jnana Prabodh as well, and throughout Krishna Avatar and Chobis Avatar and stuff, especially in Parasanati Katha, a lot of the stuff comes up. Even the Prabodh Chandra Natak Granth, a lot of that stuff comes in Parasanath Katha as well.
Hanji.
And yeah, you're right. Actually, we were Gyani Harsimran Singh Ji, Gyani Ji's eldest son, who's a master of grammar in Sanskrit, and
he's
he spent.
Yeah,
he's even Gyani Ji praises him. Like he says, he says he knows more than him.
Right.
He spent a long time with Baba Pancham Prakash Ji Maharaj. He's learned a lot, and he's a person that likes to stay hidden. He doesn't like to go out, and he's just happy doing his katha at Manji Sahib, in Ambala. He's just looking for, attainment. He's not looking for anything. He was actually talking to me, and he said, if we can take Prabodh Chandra Natak, which is like a drama of all the emotions and who can kill the emotions and how the emotions are related, how Man created the universe, right? He goes, if we can make like an AI drama like that, he goes, that'd be awesome. So I think these are the one of the things that we need to do. We need to find an AI expert, right?
Because one of my main aims that I wanted is coming across your project, seeing the website. I want people to flock. I want people to realize the work that's been done, and the work that's been done on their behalf. Now, lazy people like me don't have to translate. It's there written for us. I want people to really read this. I want people to engage with it, and I think it's very important in changing changing the people's Sikhi and Sharda, building Sharda through reading these translations. Obviously, the translations are never going to be as great as the Katha, but they're a stepping stone, and I think it's very important that people do link and read this. So I just want to give a shout to everyone. Gurupurushotam.com, and it's got, under the history of the Gurus, it's got everything broken down. So make sure everyone, you're reaching out, reading it to your children, like spreading those Sakya, and in that way spreading Sikhi. So I want to say, respect to you for doing that massive job, man. Like, many people would have done it and then just published it, but you've just done all the seva and put it out on a website straight away for everyone. So, you know what? Shout out for that, man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, that was the whole thing. I wanted everybody to accessible for it. I mean, again, if I'm going to put up a barrier that you have to buy it, then that's another barrier for you to understand the Guru, right? So I wanted everybody to reach out to be able to read it, and even the whole YouTube thing is a few good friends of mine came to me. It's like, oh well, I'm not a person that reads. He goes, I went through med school and I had all the audio books and I used to listen to them and that's how I became a doctor. I'm like, oh, balle. So I'm like, okay. So then it got me, and then I got one of my friends to teach me just how. I got myself a Yeti mic that I'm using today because I did research that this is the best mic. I'm like, okay, gotta get that one. He got me to buy the Adobe just two apps. One I used to record, and then one I used to make a video. I only know how to do that and nothing else.
Fair, but that's you're doing damage to Kaljug with that alone.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have a very raspy voice. So UK accent is the one of the most best ones. So if anybody else wants to do that, I'd be honored or something or other because my voice is just terrible. But hey, it's out there if you want to listen. If you can get past by my crusty raspy voice and listen to it, that's awesome. Other than that, you can read for it. But there were I'm editing, and I'm probably going to be getting ready for publishing, but only for the people. Now, I'm not going to change any accessibility options. You're still going to have it accessible. The reason why I wanted to publish now is because I wanted to become like back in the days we used to have encyclopedias in our home,
Yeah.
Britannica, Collier's, right? I want this to be like a thing people keep in their
Sure.
house, nice leather bounded book. And I'm actually looking for artists who would want to contribute nice artwork to this. And I'm an artist as well. I appreciate good art, all genres of art. Express yourself, show, read the chapter and draw something, whatever came out of your mind. I don't care if it's abstract, right?
Do
Do
it.
that and show me what you felt after you read it. And,
Any
I'll,
artists out there listening, do the work. Reach out to Bhai Jaswinder Singh, gurprashottam.com. Reach out to me. I'll make sure he gets it, and I'll like, you know what? Let's make it happen. As a
yeah,
Sangat, as people watching, people interested, we can do something like crazy. And just the work of art, just the work of translating, just the work of reading, that's a seva of love in itself. And our Sikh will grow in doing these things.
definitely. And if there's like a photographer who has taken photos of all the frescoes, I've recently realized to every Saki in Suraj Prakash, there is a fresco, like the wedding of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, right? And if some such photographer wants to take all the pictures and make a project out of that one with the thing, I'm happy to collaborate. There's not it's not about making money here. I want this thing, Kavi Santokh Singh's work, to be in every home, right? Like an encyclopedia. Like you have it, and I want it to be a work of art, not just words, right? A work of art.
As it deserves to be.
Yeah, it's
But
it's time Kavi Santokh Singh gets his
gets his
uh
shine.
yeah.
But so we're going to wrap it up now. I want you to, after doing all this project, all of this, if you could go back and give your young self any piece of advice, go back to like a 12, 13-year-old Jaswinder Singh, and you could give yourself any piece of advice, what advice would you give to a younger you?
I'd tell him not to be hard on yourself. Yeah, everything will come. At that point, I remember I was looking for Gyan.
Angie.
When it came, it was beautiful. And I'm not saying I'm a Gyani or anything, but I'm saying when the Vidya I wanted to learn, when it came, it was really beautiful. It was worth the wait.
That's
So
what. Don't rush to the
don't
gold
rush.
mine. When you get it, it will come itself. Just
It'll
take your
come.
time.
It'll come. I was learning well into my 30s and 40s, right? And I see some, again, you told me to start teaching Sarkatali to some, my kids. And then I'm just looking at them like they're barely in their teenagers. And I said to Gyaniji too, I'm like Gyaniji, I got this gyan when I was like, 30, 40.
हाँ
And
जी.
these kids are they've already done Santya Panjagranthi. They weren't even 10 at that time. And then Gyaniji said something very interesting. He said Jaswinder Singh, he goes, they were Pagats in their last life. They already had that Gyan. Their life ended and they were born now, and that's why the Gyan came to them early because they already had it. I'm like, wow. He goes, yeah. He goes, any Gyan that you learn, uh, it comes back to you like a calf going back to its mother for milk. When it goes back to the cow for milk, he goes, that's how Gyan will come back to you in every life if your life ends before you reach Mukti. So
So
he goes,
by that, in my last life, I knew Jack, and I still don't.
same here. Same here. I didn't know. Look how many years it took, so it didn't seem like I had it before.
Well, so I want to finish off with a quick rapid fire round of questions.
Yes.
And you just answer the first thing that comes to mind or choose the option of the two just for a bit of fun. All right, so we're going to start with
Okay. Let me just wet my throat here. Let's do that. All right. The price is right. Let's go.
just a few. Naam or Seva.
Both.
You got to choose one or the other. Naam or Seva. Or you could choose
You
both.
said rapid fire. Both.
Yeah. Discipline or love.
Love.
Read or live.
Read, did you say?
Read, yeah, or live.
Live meaning life or live
Live,
meaning
it's
like,
read and gather knowledge, or live and gather knowledge for experience.
oh, I'm a reader.
To get travel or one place.
I don't travel. I'm a one place guy.
To fight or run.
Well, the right answer is fight, but I'm the runner.
Pizza or prashada.
None.
Saag or tacos.
Tacos.
Kirtan or katha.
I'm a Kirtaniya.
Morning or evening.
Evening.
Is that when you? That's when you settle in, do more work, yeah.
Yep, I'm not a morning person.
All right. Buddha dal or tarna dal.
I'm Buddha Dal.
Amritsar or Hajur Sahib.
Oh, that's tricky. Both.
Dasam Bani or Aad.
Both.
Favorite pankti or line from Gurbani.
Favorite pankti or line from Gurbani? Jaiste jalte budh. That line.
Why?
Upche bin se need. Because it shows it shows that life is just a bubble.
Yeah, I love
Right.
that. I love that pankti as well. Like, it was think of it like it's just like that, and it's gone.
Ye
Don't
jag
get
tu
caught
ka
up in
pahad.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
I'm
this
just
we've given too much value to this world. It's nothing. The Satachita Ananda Brahm Swarup is our real form, and we're just so away from it.
and I think those sloks are just like kill shots to bring you back to the reality of what is.
Oh, they came up in the 12th Ras when Gurudev Bahadur Maharaj was, in the iron cage and he was riding them. It was just beautiful the way Kavi Santokh Singh writes about that.
Oh my god, that's
You know,
is the best.
I had a different mentality going into Suraj Prakash Granth, and then coming out of it, it was just totally different. I wasn't one of those emotional people that kind of got wrapped into emotion and energies,
Hanji.
but I got pulled into it. Especially there's certain times of in Suraj Prakash Granth where the gyan would just pop out, and you had nothing but to accept it.
And
Yeah.
for everyone, for warriors, for romantics, for comics, for philosophical people, for wise people, for simple people, the simple questions when Sikh approach Guru Sahib and say, "What's this?" and everything's there. It's wow.
There's everything. There's everything there. All the way from the beginning your journey, all the way to the ending your journey. And then politics too.
Yeah,
Kali-
politics, gyan, like kingdoms, Game of Thrones type knowledge of what's happening with these Mughal Raja and everything. It's like,
Right? Guru Gobind Singh Ji, like, before the Anandpur sieges begin, burns all his gold and silver and buries it, leaves everything. I think all his beloved soldiers, all his beloved Sikhs, his own sons are all gone. And now he's going through Malwa. Everybody deceived him. Everybody showed their back towards him. Only few people like, Param Singh, Taram Singh, even Dalla was good too. He defended him, but then he didn't listen to Guru Sahib going to his Guru Sahib, right? And then, the moral was that Guru Sahib knew that he was going to die and he wanted to take him with him so he could save him. He wanted to make the Badshah of Delhi, but it just wasn't in his karam, right? And then, that time, and then when Guru Sahib was just traveling through Malwa, you know, everything that he said just came out through this. Four people carrying his palki, and one of them was short, right? And then he goes, "Palki teddy medi kyun chal rahi hai? Why is it going crooked?" And then he's like, "Maharaj, one of the people are short." He goes, "Okay, fir lambe ho jao." And then all of a sudden he went tall.
Same
So
height, yeah.
interesting. Artist Sukhpreet Singh, uh, he's from that area, and he told me that till today everybody in that pind is tall.
Mm.
Everybody in that pind is tall, and then everywhere Guru Sahib went, some of them who deceived them, who didn't, were afraid, and then they would have, like, I think, deaths in their family or something or other. Even
Yeah.
now, only one son survives or something. Nobody has two sons in that pind. And then there's one where he gave a BB award or something or other, and then they till today they have like 7 kids each generation.
Yeah,
Right?
that's wow.
You can see Partaka, everything Kavi Santokh Singh wrote. Like, he wrote all about that. You can go to the pins and ask them.
And
They're
then
there.
going further, the emotion when by Man Singh is Shaheed and Guruji like talking about them after they've passed as well. It's
Yeah.
it's
By Man
emotional.
Singh Nyang Singh,
Hanji.
the one who carried, from Malwa, he carried him on his shoulders.
Yeah, and he's just going to stop the beef between everyone, and he gets shot.
Very, very tragic. I believe it was the Sodis and um, the Kapoor's people. Yeah. That's tragic. And then Guru Sahib was very sad after that when Bhai Man Singh Ji dies. Yeah.
Saying that, what's your favorite Saki throughout Sikh history from Suraj Prakash?
Oh, I can't say I have one, man. There's so many. But like I said, Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji's katha really stuck in my mind. It's just amazing because the way he's described, Vishnu da Sarup, Ishwar da Sarup, sitting on a singhasan, the royal grandeur. He's an expert chess player. He's an expert, what was he not good at?
And
Right?
what's your favorite Bani to read, recite when you're just vibing at home?
What's my favorite Bani to recite? And one of, I do Bhagtandi Bani. Not to say I don't do the other ones, but it's just for many years, I felt like I neglected Bhagtandi Bani because I didn't understand what they were saying. Um, I didn't think of it as any less. I just didn't know what they were saying. And even doing Sajpat, I would kind of hurry to go, chalo Bhagtandi Bani, chalo hum puri ho, because some of the words were hard too, right?
Yeah, महंगी है थोड़ी.
After learning from Gyaniji, I realized that the Bhagtandi Bani was pure Vedant and addressing the issues of the time that they were written in. I understood Bhagtandi Bani way more. And then I remember when I was talking to Ustad Jeevan Pal Singh Ji, and then he was saying that he goes, you should give more attention to Bhagtandi Bani for Ladiwar, just because the words are more menge, and then it'll help you to read the rest of Gurbani as well for Ladiwar.
And give a shout out to Ustad Jiva Passing. They've done the Bhai Gurdas Trust, and they've got the Nanak Prakash Pothi made as well,
Yes.
translated in English. Very good quality. Guys, get number 2, man. Get number 2 out. But number
Was
1,
number 2 out?
it's not out yet.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling them, if they're listening, get
Get it
number
out.
2 out.
Yeah, I was going to say
Number
the same
1
thing.
is so good. Like, oh my God. It's
Yeah, no,
it's beautiful.
they've done very detailed work. Like they did Padarth and they did Pavarth as well, right? well, I've only done the Pavarth, right? I mean,
हाँ जी,
you can go line by line,
हाँ जी,
uh, but it's my main motive was to make it into a conversation.
हाँ जी.
So
And
so you're
easier
not
to
read
read, हाँ जी.
easier to read. And I remember my daughter was kind of critiquing my verse. He goes, "Why are your sentences so short?" I'm like, because I have to get, the sentences are in poetic measures. He goes, "Oh, okay, that makes sense."
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
so I'm translating from poetic measures to this, but I tried to make it into a whole conversation.
And you're talking about Bhagat Bani. Do you have a favorite Bhagat whose Bani you just vibe with, like you love reading?
I think what happened with Bhagat Ravidas ji's "Jab hum hote tab tu nahi," right?
हाँ जी,
That whole shabad, right? Raj Priyang Prasang, right? That whole Bani, that whole shabad talks about a very key concept of the rope and the snake, and the Raja, sleeping on the Singhasan, right? Narpada Singhasan Soya, right? So, and I think after that I started connecting to Bhakti Ravidas ji's Bani a lot more. It was just kind of more straight facts thrown at your face, right?
see.
Yeah.
And what about like which is your favorite Surma Shaheed in Sikhi? That that's my guy. That like hits your heart when you hear about them.
You're gonna hate me for this. So I did mention I'm Ramgarhia, right?
And
You want to take a guess? No, 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 no. By Sukha Singh.
by Sukha Singh, ठीक है. Fair play. I love them as
He's
well.
such a badass, you know.
में like his adventure, Shota Kalukara saving the Panth,
He was the
getting,
hero of Chota Kalukara. Yeah,
yeah, he got the Panth out.
he got the Pantha. He was the hero of Chota Kalukara. The Vada Kalukara hero was Sardar Charat Singh, right?
And then Jarat
And
Singh and his relationship after the fight, the Mughal Pathans, and
he was his squire.
bro, Baba Sukha Singh is a done man.
So Baba Sukha Singh he taught everything, Baba Charat Singh, right?
And is it
And
correct
then,
that Bhai Sukha Singh was from the family of Bhai Laldo? I heard that in
ah,
Gyaniji Katha.
is that what Gandhiji says?
Yeah,
Could be, possibly. Or did he say he was from the same caste as him?
I don't know either. It could be. I don't know.
I forget what he was at the Panesar, or I can't remember what they said. Gandhiji told me once. I can't remember now. But no, it is when Sukha Singh he became a Sikh, and then his family got all pissed off and worried,
Yeah,
and they gave him sharab or some sort of intoxicant to knock him out, and they cut
yeah,
his hair at
yeah,
nighttime, and then he wants to commit suicide, and
yeah.
then he's saved by another Singh, and then one thing he thinks about that time is like he realized that he's going to die when he's going to die,
Hmm.
and he's not going to die till the time comes.
And that gives up his fear of death, a fear
But
of
then he
mort.
he just takes bungay after bungay, goes into the royal treasuries and takes their money,
He
right?
starts with stealing a horse from the bend, and then like from that day he's full gangster mode, like
Full badass.
ruthless. And along with him, by Matab Singh, and for me, by Matab Singh Shahidi is just a different level. Like in the
Yeah,
middle of all the Karname adventures fighting, he's like, I'm gonna give this up and go with my
yeah.
brother.
Wants to meet Paitaru Singh ji
Yeah,
to die. Yeah, no, and then yeah, I hear you. By Sukha Singh, by Madhav Singh, that story is excellent when they go to Masarangar. But no, and then Kavi Santo, and then Ratan Singh Pangu says when he died like such a useless way. No, he goes, that's like the saddest way for a warrior to die. He didn't even know the Khalsa was close by. He could have gone back and then, you
when
know,
Baisukha Singh's in the middle of them looking for
the
Ahmad Shah.
Shah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's like Shah, Shah. He's trying to tell them in their language. They can't understand. Like, what's he saying?
yeah.
It's
But
like,
the
where's
thing
your
is,
Shah?
look at that madness. It goes in the middle of them fighting amongst them to find him, not bring him. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. So Sukha Singh, by Sukha Singh Ji is one of my favorite shaheeds.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
it, man. But
But
you
no, I
know
mean,
what? Oh man, this has been great. Thank you, Babil. Thank you for this
thank you.
conversation.
Thank you for giving time. I hope we, answered all the questions we wanted to, or we
And
discussed everything we wanted to.
for anyone listening, Pulchuk Maaf Karna, Maafi
Bilkul.
from me to yourself. If I've made any mistake, a number of mistakes which I've made, forgive me for all of that, and hopefully Maraj Kirpa, this is again one of many to come, and we again in the future we hit on a few more topics, and hopefully Sangat takes something from it. If not, then I've taken something from it. So I'm happy, man. What a better way to spend time than doing Vijay with brothers.
Of course, and we'll do this going forward as well.
I respect, brother. Catch you soon. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ